Companion Files, Sarah Jane Smith. Species: human. Home planet of origin: Earth. Late 20th century to early 21st century. First appearance: the Time Warrior. Last appearance: the Man Who Never Was. Companion of the 3rd and 4th Doctors, and occasionally the 10th and 11th Doctors. Portrayed by Elizabeth Sladen. In the early 1970s, Sarah Jane Smith worked as an investigative journalist who was always looking for the next big story. She'd stumbled on Unit, where she was doing an article, and met the Doctor. There, her life changed forever when she helped the Doctor defeat a Centauran in the Middle Ages that was kidnapping people and scientists from the 20th century to the Middle Ages. She then stuck around and travelled with him, encountering many alien creatures including Daleks, Cybermen, even Zygons and the Loch Ness Monster, and giant spiders. After this encounter with the giant spiders, the Doctor had regenerated from the 3rd to the 4th Doctor and continued to travel on with him, even witnessing the dawn of the Daleks themselves when they were being created on Skaro by their creator Davros, taking her to far wonders of the galaxy and the universe, exploring worlds and different times. But eventually she started to grow tired of travelling, and even at some points threatened to want to return home. However, in an argumental moment, she threatened to return home. But then the Doctor had received a call from the Time Lords, and that humans were not allowed to go with him. After Sarah not meaning what she said, the Doctor told her that she must not come with him. But as they parted ways, they both promised one another that they would meet again. In 2006, Sarah Jane was investigating a school that had good records of well-behaved and highly educated children, thinking something might be wrong and alien. She then ran into the Doctor once again, although this time he had regenerated even more and was the 10th Doctor. He also gave her a gift to Sarah Jane, a copy of K9 that would keep her company and would help her in her investigations. During that time, between 1976 and 2006, she waited for him, trying to move on with her life, but claiming the Doctor was her life. However, she found a new purpose, a new meaning on Earth, building a supercomputer called Mr. Smith and investigating alien activities around London, where she lived on 13 Ballerman Road in South Croydon. One of her new neighbours, a young girl named Maria Jackson, had grew suspicious of her, finding her as a strange woman across the road. However, she found out who she was and what she did, and soon befriended Sarah Jane. Sarah also had adopted a cloned human being that she named Luke and adopted after he was being used by an alien species called the Bane. Eventually she learnt to share her life and adventures with her friends who assisted her in investigating alien activities and threats. They were Maria Jackson, Clyde Langer, her adopted son Luke, K9, Rani, and eventually she adopted another child out of space called Sky. Every now and then she would run into the Doctor, at one point even saving the Earth with him during a Dalek invasion, and even saving her a number of times from a regular enemy named the Trickster. The last time she saw the Doctor was when she assumed he died, but he had not. He had only regenerated once again into his 11th incarnation. Still knowing it was him, the Doctor explained to her that when he regenerates, he always is sad but looks back and is happy at the same time. She also encountered another former companion of the Doctor's, Jo Grant, also known as Jo Jones, as she was married. Sarah Jane Smith continued to defend the Earth whenever the Doctor wasn't around, and if something was out of her depth, she would contact UNIT. Sarah Jane had lived and carried on her adventures with her family and friends, but sometime in the 2010s she grew sick and sadly passed away. But one of her friends, Rani, does not believe that she's gone entirely. She believes that the Doctor came back for her and asked her if she would want to go on another adventure again, and strongly assuming that she said, "Yes, please," which is what I like to think as well. After Katie Manning decided to leave the show and move on, a new companion was needed. After watching an episode of Z-Cars, which were a show in the 70s, producer Barry Letts liked one actress in it, Elizabeth Sladen, who appeared in an episode. Calling her in for an audition, she was given the part, and that actress was Elizabeth Sladen. She was cast as Sarah Jane Smith and went on to play the character for at least 3 years, and went on to become a fan favourite, so much so that in 2006 Elizabeth Sladen was invited back onto the show to reprise her role as Sarah Jane in the episode School Reunion, this being the first time a companion was brought back from the classic era, letting old audiences know that this is still the same show it was all them years ago, and that the classic series is still canon. Of course, Elizabeth Sladen became loved by modern audiences too, and was given her own spin-off show that was created by Doctor Who showrunner at that time, Russell T Davies. The Sarah Jane Adventures premiered on New Year's Day 2007 with a feature-length episode, which would later be followed by a full series later on that year. Her show, The Sarah Jane Adventures, would last for 5 series until her passing in 2011 at the age of 63, leaving many stories and many episodes of the planned 5th series unfinished. However, has made it into novelizations and audio adventures, I believe. And in 1981, she starred in a one-off spin-off called K9 and Company, which was originally planned for a series, but did not take off and just remains as a one-off episode. Elizabeth Sladen did go on to play Sarah Jane in her own Big Finish audio adventures too, but of course, after her passing in 2011, she was then voiced by another actress in the Big Finish audios, which I will be honest, have not listened to. It was sad that she died, and was such a shock even to me when I heard that she died of cancer at the age of 63. She'll never be forgotten, and even Russell T Davies wrote a short story of Sarah Jane Smith and her funeral to honour the passing and the great actress, of course, Elizabeth Sladen. And there you have it, the companion files on Sarah Jane Smith. What's your favourite Sarah Jane moment? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and to share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and to hit that notification bell. All of my social media links are linked down below in the description, so feel free to check all that out. I've been Davros the Whovian, and this has been the Companion Files. So until next time, run for your life.